And how is that working with Obama?
He was everything. Like, he doesn't change. I
Yeah.
would say if he's in the bathroom, not that I saw him in the bathroom, but if he's in the bathroom talking to the guy that's handing him a towel,
Mhm.
he's talking to him the way he would talk to another president.
Yeah.
He doesn't change.
Yeah.
Like, he's like that
That is just who he
smooth,
is. Yeah.
cool, laid back,
Mm-hmm.
regular guy,
Mm-hmm.
smart. People don't realize many people say he might have been the smartest president we've ever had, the most intelligent
He is very
president
smart. Yeah.
we've ever had. And no one, he never gets credit for that.
Yeah. Nice.
Being from South
Nice.
Seoul, he turned me on to Java. But I partnered with Hondas. They have the best Java, and it's cold pressed, no artificial flavorings, no
Mm-hmm.
artificial colors, nothing. I wish we could get this into the States because it would be a
Game
freaking
changer.
billion-dollar industry,
Yeah.
but it's not legal in the States.
Yeah. That's true. Speaking of Michael Jackson, how's it working with him?
It was fantastic,
Mm-hmm.
and he was cool. Like, really freaking. He was a normal dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you talk to him one on one,
Yeah.
very normal, extremely creative, and he had this kind of like energy, like he could feel things.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So yeah, greatest artist ever.
Of course, greatest of all time.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Hi, everybody. Welcome to Thai Talks with me, Tyrone Kimani. Thai Talks aspires to inspire the current and future generations by telling stories of people who have done so well in their careers. Today, I'm very excited to have a friend of mine who has done that and more. He's a serial marketer. He's worked with huge artists such as the late Michael Jackson, the late Luther Vandross, Sade, Shaba Ranks, just to name a few. He was born and raised in Philadelphia. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Troy White. Hey, Troy.
My man Ty, what's popping?
Nice to see you. Thanks for coming.
Always good to see my boy.
Let's go back to August 16th, when you were born, almost 6 decades ago.
August 17th.
17th, sorry.
Yeah.
Tell me a bit about your
Six
childhood in Philly.
6 decades ago.
Yeah, six
That's
decades.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's funny when I told you I'll be 60. You're like sixth floor. I was
Yeah,
like,
so-
I'm gonna use that one.
Yeah, you can tell me a bit about your upbringing in Philly.
So actually, I was born in Camden, New Jersey,
Uh-huh.
and lived there until I was like 7, and then my mom got remarried, and we moved to Philly. So I'm a Philly cat, and grew up in Philly, and then from Philly, when I graduated high school, when in high school, I was always interested in entertainment. And I was very creative. I was never like the smartest guy. So for you people out there, if any young people out there watching, you don't always have to have the best grades.
That's true.
And always understand what your blessings are. And I knew, like, I couldn't spell. I suck with numbers. If I'm reading a book, I'd have to read it like 3 times because I'd always forget what I was reading. But I knew that I was very creative, and I could relate to anything in the creative space. So I first started out by interning at this radio station called Power 99 in Philly when I was like 16. And that got me into the music business. And then I went to Howard University, the greatest university in the galaxy.
And your son went there as well. didn't
Yeah, my son graduated there last year. Yeah, and my sister also went there.
he? Oh, nice. And you have 2 sisters, right?
I've got 3 sisters.
3 sisters.
Yeah. Yep. And 2 brothers.
Oh, nice. One sister lives in Atlanta.
Yeah, well, actually, they all live in Atlanta now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm in Atlanta now.
Yeah, I remember you were there last year.
Whenever I go back to the States, I spend most of my time in Atlanta, then Philly and New York, and then LA because my kids are in LA now.
Oh, they were in London at some point.
Yeah, we were in London for 4 years at some point. But my daughter's at Loyola Marymount. She's a senior. And my son just got a great job at Wasserman, which is a huge entertainment agency
Congratulations to
in
him.
LA. Yeah, so he's kind of following my footsteps, but he'll do so much better because he's so much smarter.
But they also went to the same school I went to, ISK.
Yes. They attended ISK for 4 years. And I coached at ISK basketball. We won 2 championships.
Congratulations.
They haven't won one since. Sorry.
And also, so you said you realized you had like a creative flair, and so you also worked with Sony for 10 years, right?
Yeah, I was at Sony for 10 years and I was in the music business for about 25 years.
It's a long time.
Yeah, yeah. Sony was great.
Yeah.
I started there as an intern while I was at Howard University. But it wasn't Sony then, it was CBS Records. And then in 1990, CBS Records purchased Sony. I mean, Sony purchased CBS Records. And after I graduated, they hired me in New York. Literally the day after I graduated, I was in New York City working for
Big Apple.
CBS Records. Yeah, right in Midtown Manhattan. Like the world, I hit the ground running fast. And I was a secondary marketing manager. Was my first job. And that's for any of you older people out there would remember Billboard magazine. I was in charge because I have a gift of gab. It's a blessing.
Yeah.
So, and they knew that. So I was in charge of, I can say it now because they don't do this anymore, but manipulating the Billboard numbers with sales. So say if Michael Jackson, because when black people buy music, we buy it fast.
Yeah.
So we're not buying a Michael Jackson album 3 months later.
Yeah.
Or 6 months later.
As
Like we buy it as soon as it comes out. Yeah. Everybody else buys it later. So I'm calling around to all the black stores like 6 months later, like, yo, I need you to, report Michael Jackson is #1 this week.
Yeah.
Your #1 seller. And they're like, Troy,
Yeah.
we ain't sold a Michael Jackson record in 2 months. Like, everybody done got it already. And I'm like, hey, what can I do for you?
Yeah. Speaking of Michael Jackson, how's it working with him?
It was fantastic. And he was cool. Like, really freaking, he was a normal dude. Like when you talk to him one-on-one.
Yeah.
Very normal, extremely creative. And he had this kind of like energy, like he could feel things, So, yeah, greatest artist ever.
Of course, greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Is it true he was shy as well?
When it was like a whole room full of people, yeah, he was just like very, very, very shy. But if you had a one-on-one with him, he was very open and just cool, talk about sports.
Yeah.
Like a normal dude. Yeah.
And how about working with the late Luther Vandross as well?
Ah, man, Luther was cool.
Yeah.
Very, very, very cool. Loved working with Luther. It was funny because at the time, this is a little inside thing, he was really mad. I think this might have been his 4th album in. And he was mad because he wasn't getting Michael Bolton numbers.
Yeah.
And Michael Bolton was on Columbia. He was on Epic. And both of those labels were right underneath of Sony.
Yeah.
So he was like, I want Michael Bolton numbers. And Luther's so much better artist than Michael Bolton, but Michael Bolton's a white guy, so there's more white people in the world, so they're gonna buy more of his records.
Yeah.
So that was the only issue that I remember having with Luther, that he was pissed at us that he wasn't making Michael Bolton numbers. But the greatest, it's funny how God works. I saw Luther Vandross my senior year in high school. He came to Philly, and I took my girlfriend to the concert.
Oh, wow.
It was him, Alexander O'Neal, and Sherelle. And literally 2 years later, I'm interning for CBS Records, and I'm working all their records, all 3 of those artists' records on the college level. Wow. And then when I graduated college, I worked for all 3 of them on the professional level.
That's amazing.
Which was crazy.
Yeah. And how about working with Sade?
My heart. She doesn't know that. I kept her professional. But as cool as you think she is, she is.
Really?
Like she listens to hip hop,
Yeah.
loves rap. If you listen to Sade's music, her backbeats are very hip hop. Like it's smooth, but it's like smooth hip hop. You could easily, like a rapper, and there are lots of rappers who've sampled her music because the bass of her music is actually kind of hip hopish, even though it's smooth. When you listen to that backbeat, it's, it's smooth and it's, but she loves Caribbean music. She loves hip hop, loves jazz.
Yeah.
And her band is one of the tightest bands I've ever worked with in my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she's past the sixth floor, and she still looks
Oh, she
incredibly
looks
good.
freaking amazing.
Yeah, she looks really, really good.
And she's got pretty feet. No one else is going to tell you that.
Okay. You call a spade a spade. Yeah. And how about working with the Shaba Ranks?
Shaba was cool because he was the first dancehall artist to ever be signed to a major label. So when we signed him to Epic, shout out to my girl Vivian Scott. She's the one who signed him, and then I worked his records. It was like a major thing because dancehall was bubbling under, and Vivian had a great ear. And she was like, "This is gonna be the next wave," and signed him. And one of the hardest working artists I've ever worked with.
Wow.
Like you could work Shaba for 48 hours and he wouldn't complain straight. Like if you needed him, if we were up at a club until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and I needed him up at 7 a.m.
He'd be there.
in the lobby because we had to do a morning show. Like I had to take him to a radio show that
station.
next morning. He'd be in the lobby at 6:45,
Wow.
Ready.
Yeah.
And would never complain about his schedule
Yeah.
at all. Very hardworking,
Hardworking.
dedicated brother.
Yeah.
Love working with Shaba.
Moving from music to politics, you've worked on former President Clinton's campaign, former President Obama's campaign.
Yes.
Also, you've worked with Hillary Clinton. Let's start with former President Bill Clinton. How was that working with him?
It was cool. I didn't work on his campaign. I worked on his Clinton Foundation.
Foundation,
yeah, and raised money for him. And then from doing that, I got a chance to work on Hillary Clinton's senatorial campaign in New York. So I did African American and Hispanic outreach for her, and she won both times.
Oh, nice.
But before then, my first political campaign I worked on was Mayor Bloomberg, Michael
nice.
Bloomberg,
Yeah.
one of the richest men in the world.
Yeah.
I did Hispanic and African American outreach for him in
New York. Yeah.
As a Republican. I'm not a Republican, but as a Republican, and he ended up breaking a record for African Americans and Hispanics voting for a Republican in New York.
That's incredible.
So after that, I did his second campaign where he was an independent because he wasn't a real Republican. So he ran as an independent the second time, broke another record for Black and Hispanics voting for independence. And then I worked on his third campaign.
Wow.
And then that led me into working with Hillary for her senatorial campaigns, which eventually led me into the son of Kenya,
Barack Obama.
President Obama. Yeah.
And how was that working with Obama?
He was everything. Like he doesn't change.
Yeah.
I would say if he's in the bathroom, not that I saw him in the bathroom, but if he's in the bathroom talking to the guy that's handing him a towel, he's talking to him the way he would talk to another president.
Yeah.
He doesn't change.
Yeah.
Like he's like that
is just who he
smooth,
is. Yeah.
cool, laid back, regular guy, smart. People don't realize many people say he might have been the smartest president we've ever had. The most intelligent
He's very
president
smart, yeah.
we've ever had. And he never gets credit for that.
Yeah.
But really cool, very intelligent, and understands the history of his people and what's happened. And like I thought there were some things he could have done, but he was better than any alternative we had.
Oh, wow.
And I think the biggest thing that he did was little Black kids could grow up and see that, wow, the most powerful man in the world looks like us.
Yeah, it's possible.
And it was the first time.
Yeah.
It was funny when I was working on this campaign, I believed, but I was like, this is America. Like, something's going to happen. Like, they ain't going to let this brother win. Like, no freaking way.
Yeah. But then it happened. Yeah.
I cried for like a month.
Wow.
Seriously, because I was shocked. And I'm getting goosebumps right now just thinking about it because I was so shocked
Yeah.
that he won. And I've only lost one campaign out of all the campaigns I've ever worked on.
And which one was that?
John Kerry, when he ran for president, and they didn't want to listen, so
Yeah.
they lost.
Wow. um, moving on to your marketing, I know I can say you're a serial marketer.
Yeah, man.
Let's talk a bit about your marketing career, if you may.
Okay. So from doing marketing I always believed that when I was in the music business, if you can market a record for young people, record music, if you can market a record, you can market anything. Because we were at the forefront of things like guerrilla marketing and street teams. No brands ever had street teams, or politicians had street teams or guerrilla marketing and things of that nature. We did that in the music industry.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I take these strategies that we have in the music industry and bring those to general market products, I like creating my own niches. If you notice from like the events and things that
Yeah,
I
we're
do,
gonna look to events in a bit.
I like doing things that no one else is doing
Yeah, that's true.
and being like the first.
Yeah.
Now I've failed a lot also.
You like to be a pioneer.
Yeah.
the
You
field,
get your butt kicked a lot when
Yeah.
you're trailblazing.
Yeah.
So I took those same strategies and I brought those to general market products.
Yeah.
So the first product I did was Dannon yogurt. A good friend of mine was working for Dannon. He went to Howard with me. He was like, Troy, we were just having a conversation. He's like, we need more black people to eat more yogurt. And I was like, I can make yogurt hot. And he was like, well, what could you do? And I was like, let me put together a plan. So I put together a plan and I literally marketed yogurt in Harlem because we did a test area. So we did Harlem and marketed it like it was a rapper.
Yeah.
I shrink wrapped some SUVs. They had 20-inch rims and wheels and great sound systems with beautiful women.
Yeah.
It's good to market with beautiful women and nice looking guys. And they would jump out the SUVs, put up a table and stuff like that. And they would do it like in front of the bodegas.
Yeah.
And the bodegas in New York are like the little corner stores that were selling Dannon and giving out samples and just kind of making yogurt kind of cool.
Yeah.
They noticed an uptick after a month, a huge uptick in Harlem in sales.
Yeah.
So they were like, yo, can you do this around New York?
Yeah.
So I did it around New York, and then I did a national campaign. And then from there, I went to Coke, then Nike, then went from Nike to Reebok.
Speaking of Nike, did you ever meet Phil Knight?
No, I never met Phil Knight. Phil Knight was kind of like a ghost. He was way up the chart. Never met him.
Actually, his autobiography, Shoe Dog, is one of my favorite books.
Yeah, I haven't read it, but I've heard a lot about it.
Really good book. And then I was about to ask this. You also worked with JayZ, right?
Yes, I've done a lot of work with Rock Nation. The first time I worked with Jay was when he did his Rockefeller clothing line, Rockaware clothing line. And I did marketing, did the same thing. Shrink wrap SUVs across the United States, had street teams. We're going into clubs, bars, restaurants, the playgrounds, all that kind of stuff, handing out T-shirts and bandanas, creating a buzz for his clothing line. But as of recently, did some work with Rock Nation. I'm cool with a bunch of people that run Rock, and got a deal. I started I don't know if you know this, but I started a gaming company here.
I think you were the first
called Kifaru.
I think you told me you're the first person who started a gaming company. Is it in Africa?
Well, not the first. The guys my developers were the first people to do a first-person shooting game that was made in Africa.
Oh, wow.
It was called Nairobi X. It was they did this like about maybe 9-10 years ago. Very successful game. The developers, everything in Kenya is hot.
That's
like the developers, the clothing designers, the musicians, the people in fashion, the arts, just athletes, like some of the best in the world. Like, that's why I love working here, man. Like I've been around. I always say, now you've mentioned like some of the artists I've worked with and some of the artists I've been around.
I was gonna say
Blinky Bill.
I was about to say Blinky Bill is your favorite.
And I always say this, like I'm getting chills.
Yeah.
People always say I'm capping when I say this, but he's in the top 5 most creative people I've ever worked with.
Yeah.
You know, Sauti Soul to me is the greatest band in the world.
Wow.
You know, in the world. Like, I don't think anybody even comes close to them in regards to their creativity, their work ethic, how they get down, their professionalism.
Yeah.
You know, so some of the best talent, I've worked with people globally, and to me, some of the best talent I've ever been around. Clothing designers.
Yeah.
This shirt,
Yeah.
Melvin Chuma, you know, NC Nairobi. He's to me one of the greatest designers around. He's like Africa's Tommy Hilfiger.
Yeah.
Or Ralph Lauren.
Yeah.
He just needs a shot.
Yeah.
You know, just unbelievable talent, man.
And then I was gonna ask you this: when was the first time you actually landed in Africa? What year was that?
So it was 11 years ago, 3 days ago.
Wow.
It was 11 years ago, 3 days ago. And in between there, I lived in London for 4 years, coming back and forth in between Nairobi and London. And I always say I've lived in London, lived in a bunch of places in the States. I've been blessed to travel the world. And Nairobi, Kenya, to me, is the best place in the world.
know.
By far.
And even you moved your mom to Kenya.
Yeah, I moved my mom to Kenya last year. She's
I
been
know.
with me for a year now.
Yeah.
She's 78, and she's doing so much better here because of the food, because of the sun,
weather. Yeah.
less stress. Doesn't have that American like negative energy vibe going on. So she's doing so much better here health wise. I'm doing so much better health wise living here.
Yeah.
You know.
And I love how you and her like go to the gym together.
Yeah, 4 days a week.
Yeah, and then when you have your events, she's your number one fan.
I bring my mom to the parties.
Yeah. We're gonna speak
Last
about your
week I had her
events,
at the horse race course.
Yeah.
The week before polo. I take her out. And
Yeah.
the funny thing is, I've talked to a couple of females who were like, you know, when I was talking to them, they were like, "Isn't that your woman?" And I'm like, "That's my mother."
Oh my goodness.
So my mom be blocking, and I didn't know she was blocking.
That's hilarious. And let's talk about temple management.
So when I first came here, I actually worked for EXP, which is was one of Africa's largest experiential agencies. And I was their creative director and marketing director, and that's how I got the lay of the land in regards to doing marketing in Kenya. Because I had Coke, Kenchick, Safaricom, and EABL were my clients. So that was like I was in the fire.
Yeah.
But it was beautiful and I enjoyed it. And then from working with EXP for like 2 years, I started working with Temple, which was based out of Lagos, which was a great concept. We'll just leave it at that, but it was a great concept. But I was their East African MD, and I was in charge of signing up like Kenyan artists, Kenyan chefs, models, anybody in the creative industry, and create opportunities for them.
Yeah.
So, couple really cool things, like we got King Kaka on the morning show with Charlemagne. Got Blinky Bill on what's my guy's name? What's the used to have dreads, always wears a hat, has a show on Sirius Satellite. Was on MTV. Anyway, got him on a big show. I forgot. I'm old. Which was really, really dope. So he got in front of like millions of people. He got a chance to DJ for the show one day. And we did creative things like that, taking artists and creating opportunities for them. Yes, that my man Ty. You sure? That's what you call a young brain. Yes, on Sway's show. And all through relationships. You know, in entertainment and doing any of this stuff, it's all about relationships.
Yeah.
And I was just blessed through working in the industry to have lots of unbelievable relationships so that I could use those relationships to open up doors.
Yeah. It's amazing. And then let's move into your events. You have a festival called Love.
Yeah. Love was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I miss having love. It's funny, you know, my two favorite words are love and groovy.
Yeah.
So what I did was with love, we'll talk about love. So a good friend of mine was the GM at Move and Pick, which is an international hotel here. And
Right next to your house,
yeah,
actually.
right next to my house. He would come to my parties, at my groovy parties at Mwimbi, and he'd be like, "Yo, your crowd, it's very sexy, very hip and cool, and they're all doing big things, and I would love for them to come to Move and Pick." So I was like, "Yo, well, show me what you got." So he took me to a restaurant that they had there that was closed, and I told you I'm not good with numbers. I can't remember people's names. It's hard for me to focus.
Yeah.
But God has blessed me with creativity.
Yeah.
And literally, when I walked into the restaurant, I saw it. Like,
Yeah.
I saw everything. I saw people dancing. I saw the disco ball. I saw where the DJ is supposed to be. I saw where I wanted to have plants and different types of furniture. I saw everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want this spot.
Yeah.
So he was like, let's do it. So turned it into a private, members only club where you couldn't even bring, remember, you couldn't even bring a plus one.
You used to send me an invite, and it just says no plus ones allowed.
Yeah, no plus ones. And it was beautiful because everyone, what I like doing is mixing circles.
Yeah.
So I'm blessed to have a lot of great relationships here. So I would literally have like a politician sitting next to a basketball coach, who's sitting next to a designer, who's sitting next to a fashion model, who's sitting next to a guy who sells weed.
Yeah. A peddler.
Who's sitting next to a lawyer.
Yeah.
But it was beautiful because it was a nice mix of like some of Kenya's best, coolest people.
I really enjoyed them.
And there was a place where you could leave your phone on the table, go dance. No one's going to take your phone. No one's taking videos of you, you know, and putting it in the press. It was a very private, cool spot.
Yeah.
And I miss having love.
Yeah. Do you think you're going to revive it, or?
In a different way.
Okay.
I have another concept that I'm working with one of my partners at Mwimbi. Best restaurant in the entire world.
I know you're a huge, you're the number one fan, and I've also been to some of your events at Mwimbi.
Yeah, man, I love that space.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud. That's probably, if you were to ask me my two proudest things that I've done working in Kenya, Mwimbi would be one of them.
Oh, nice.
Because it came from a concept, not my concept, but it was 4 Kenyan owners. They came up with the concept. A friend of mine introduced me to them. They were like, yo, you need to talk to Troy. He'll help make your restaurant hot when you build it. So I remember walking through there with a hard hat on,
Yeah.
but I could see things.
And you worked with Emma as well.
Yeah, Emma.
Yeah.
Our girl Emma.
Emma too.
She who made it look extra sexy with her
her
plants
landscaping,
and landscaping and all that kind of stuff. And then I started running all their events and doing marketing. And then 2 years ago, we won best
Yeah, you guys won an
luxury
international award.
in Kenya. We had the best luxury seafood restaurant in the world. Not just Africa,
In the world.
but the world,
Worldwide, yeah.
which I'm extremely proud of. Like, they did an excellent job. And the owners, like Aman, is like an amazing guy. He thinks ahead. And he doesn't mind putting his money where his mouth is.
Yeah.
You know, and a great guy, and I love working with him.
That's amazing.
They now have the Casa in
You said in
Malindi.
Malindi, and you're going there like soon after your birthday.
Yeah, I had a party there when they opened, and hopefully we'll be having a party there in August.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you also work with this other restaurant in town. It used to be in Westland. Remember we went there for coffee once?
Amka.
Yeah, Amka.
Yeah, which is a subsidiary of Mwimbi.
Yeah.
That's their coffee brand, and we're working to do some stuff to get them into the States and franchising, and also getting their coffee into the States.
Nice.
You know, with Trump and the tariffs and everything, like in Brazil and other places where America gets the coffee, coffee's going up like crazy in the States, and America runs off of coffee.
Yeah.
So now's a good time for Kenya to get coffee into the States. So we're trying to get their brand of coffee, which they've also won awards from their coffee. So
And then I know you were telling me this earlier. You had Java Juice, and you're doing a Java Juice project.
so I'm talking a lot because I had a 2 shots of Java this morning. I love Java.
Yeah.
I don't drink it all the time, but when I need to be sharp and on point, and only had like 4 hours of sleep last night because I was working on a project.
Yeah.
I needed a little boost this morning,
Yeah.
and it's better than coffee, although I'm drinking coffee now. But it creatively, it just I feel good and it makes my mind just sharp.
Stimulates your mind.
I do my best presentations. I do my best creativity. When I'm standing up in front of people and I have to talk, I always have a couple shots of Java, and I do some push-ups and calisthenics before I go out onto the stage, and I'm on fire.
Nice.
Being from Southeast Seoul, he turned me on to Java. But I partnered with Hondas. They have the best Java, and it's cold pressed, no artificial flavorings, no artificial colors, nothing. I wish we could get this into the States because it would be a
Game
freaking
changer.
billion-dollar industry.
Yeah.
But it's not legal in the States.
Yeah, that's true. And before we close, what's next for
We gotta close.
Yeah, 5 minutes left or less than. What's next for you? Like what's in the books?
Ah, man, working on some beautiful stuff, man, that I really can't talk about because it hasn't been signed off with the government. And also, when you were talking about Love, working on a second edition of Love, but it will be called something else, with one of the partners at Mwimbi, and working on some really I'm excited. I'm excited, bro.
Well,
And
I'm waiting.
looking
I'm eagerly waiting to see
Yeah.
what's next, and I know it's going to be.
And these 2
incredible
projects I just mentioned to you are like game
things. Game
changers.
changers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know you're a very proud father.
Oh man, love my kids.
I know.
If I didn't have kids, what is life?
Yeah.
I'm blessed because they're really good. They're way better than I was.
Yeah.
I gave my parents hell growing up, and my kids are angels. Like no kids are perfect, but they close to it.
Yeah. Wow.
And they're really smart, and they're hard workers, and they're moral. They're just really, really, really good kids. I love them. Troy and Aza, love you guys.
Oh, that's amazing. Shout out to them. And what would you say your greatest accomplishment is?
Raising kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, numero uno, raising kids, because there's no manual. Like I didn't read any. There's got a
There's no
million
manual.
books,
Yeah.
but they're just all concepts.
Yeah.
Every kid is different. Every household is different.
That's true.
Every interaction is different. Every relationship is different. So you can't go off of a book. I always say to my new friends that are having kids,
There's no training manual. Yeah.
yeah, stay in prayer. Like prayer helps. Like every night, whether or not I had a couple of drinks, whether or not I was just coming in or whatever have you, I would go to their rooms and I would pray over them
Oh, that's amazing.
every night.
That's amazing.
Like I didn't miss a night, whether I was sick or whatever. When we lived together, I prayed over them
That's amazing.
every night.
power of prayer.
And they tease me about it to this very day because they would be like, "We'd wake up and we were scared, like you were standing over us talking." But I would say like the prayer helped a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, very important. It's very important in my life, prayer.
Yeah. That's amazing. I think we can end it at that. And I'd like to say thank you so much for coming.
Nah, Ty, thank you,
Yeah.
bro.
You're an incredible person, incredible friend.
Thank you.
And I'm grateful to have you part of my circle. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching Thai Talks with me, Tyrone Kimani. You can find me on all social platforms with the handle at Tyrone Kimani. I'd like to say thank you for subscribing, watching, supporting me, and I wish you all love, happiness, success, and may God bless you all. Goodbye.
God bless.
Thank you, guys.
That was smooth.